Intelligence is important because that gives us the ability to take action. We can't take action without having a justifiable reason to do so. We're governed by human rights. So we have to have intelligence which gives us that basis on which we can defend our decision making. We put information down on paper in our intelligence analyst products to put it in front of the jury so that they can make a decision which is sound and correct. I didn't come into policing through a very direct route. I was actually trained to be in accounting. That was my background. And I was working for Barclays Bank at their technology centre in Knutsford. I've always had a passion for numbers, so hence accountancy. In intelligence, you are dealing with information, a lot of numbers, looking for patterns, looking for trends, and then taking those numbers and the science behind intelligence into information that can be used for decision making. The skills that I could bring with me from my role at Barclays Bank were particularly around data questioning, data querying, a lot of spreadsheet skills, and that was the big selling point that I had when I went for my interview for my first role. For a little while I went into intelligence roles. I went as an intelligence researcher, and then after 3 years in that there was investment into the National Intelligence Model, and there was the role of the analyst that was being created in local policing. After a number of years there was an opportunity at the force-wide level of analysis, working at headquarters. I went into that role, and then a couple of years later, that's when the role of the senior intelligence analyst was created, and it was my natural progression then. My day-to-day responsibilities start with first thing in the morning. We get a daily briefing of what the major issues that have happened overnight. We call it a 24-hour return. I look at that so that I know what I'm going to walk into that day, because when I walk in the morning, it could be that there's been a serious incident overnight or an emerging crime series that we need to put analysis resources to better understand the threat, to better understand the impact, and it could be that we've got somebody that needs to be arrested, somebody that needs to be protected. I have a lot of meetings presenting the analysis, where we're going to take that forward, what's going to be the process when that investigation goes to court, how could we do the analysis better. The things that make me want to come to work in the morning are my team. We can face some pretty horrendous things, pretty horrendous information, quite strong pressures into what we've got to achieve with little resources. Although I see my career as probably staying within the role I'm in now, because technology is changing so much, the technology I use, the technology our police officers use, the technology that our communities use for their protection but also for their criminality, I see my role developing more into better understanding the technology and using technology solutions to produce the most efficient and effective analysis that we can. The advice to anybody looking to me as a role model: don't worry about the decisions that you make early on in your education. Don't worry if you don't have the skills when you look at a job and think, I'd love to do that. You don't have to go in there as a ready-made package. Think about who you are, what skills you've already got that you could transfer into policing. We deal with evidence, and that evidence has got to be absolutely spot on. So you do have to think about accuracy, you do have to think about where data has come from and how data can be used. We are governed by regulations, guidance, laws, and so you do have to be able to adhere to those regulations, the laws, etc., to do the right thing. If you've got skills in being organised, communicating, understanding information, asking questions, being inquisitive, listening to the information that is given to you, and then trying to formulate ideas and formulate solutions out of that, then policing could be for you, intelligence could be for you.